Oh, hello. You've caught me at a time. And that time is now. If you can't tell from my voice, I'm a little sick right now. So I decided to do, instead of the regular video that like my normal survival series, I figured that I would do something a little bit easier on me and that would take a little bit less time. So today, I'm going to sort of walk you through my thought process whenever I'm building anything in Minecraft. The goal for this isn't to show you a build and have you build it directly, which is what I've seen a lot of like Minecraft build tutorials do. Instead, what this series is going to be about is helping you develop your own style of building and discover what it is you like, and give you some tips and tricks on how to develop that, and yeah, all of that stuff. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I think I kind of want to. I think I'm just going to build over here. Today, I want to build a. Today I want to build a tavern. Let's say, because I've always wanted to build one, but I never actually ended up doing it. We're probably going to use a very similar palette to this. The steps I take when approaching a build are very similar every time. Usually, wait, let me see if I can find another one. Up here. Usually I'll start with a palette, a block palette like that. Sometimes I'll generate one online. Sometimes I'll just make my own. For this one, since we're going for sort of like that medieval fantasy vibe, we're definitely going to want to use some stripped planks, oak. You know, these two are very similar colors, so we can actually probably drop that. I think I'm going to want some spruce. And then we'll probably use some dark oak as well, like that. And then for the bottom, because it's going to be sort of a two-tiered one, I think I'm going to go with something like that. I think I'm going to go with something like this. And the trick with block palettes is you want to sort of stick to the same palette. Like over here, I use the cobblestone as an accent piece, which you could do that. That brings a lot of life to your builds. But you could see throughout here, all the colors are sort of generally the same. That's the easiest way to make a cohesive build, is doing the palette. So for the actual base structure of my builds, I like to go and use ratios. The ratios I usually go for are, if you see my survival series, you've seen this before, but I usually like to go for 3x3, like a box like that. That's from the very first house that I ever built in Minecraft was this. Let me just boom, 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 boom. Okay, this was the very first house I ever built in Minecraft, and I've just sort of stuck to that 3x3 ratio. I also sometimes do like a 3x5. Yeah, usually sometimes also do a 3x5 or a 3x4. Or a 4x5. It really depends on the build. For like houses or structures like this, I usually just sort of stick to the 3x3 just because it's easy. It makes sense. I like it. But you know what? Just for the sake of variety, let's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's actually do this as a 5. Let's actually do this like that, since that build right there is already a 3x3. All right, now I've got the foundations done, and this is another thing that I like to incorporate in my builds. I didn't really start with that here. The walls here are pretty flat just because I knew that the roof was going to be really interesting. But since this one is going to be sort of tall and like two-tiered, If I had made the cobblestone flush with the pillars, it would have created this really flat look. So a really easy way to make your builds look more dynamic is to just put the blocks on different levels. The bridges are a really good example of this. Like, see up there how I did multiple layers of or right there how there's multiple layers of wall. Whereas the walls underneath there are kind of flat. Up there, it looks more interesting because there's these extra pieces jetting out from the side. That's what I did there, essentially. It's just depth. If you want your build to look more complex, add depth. Oh, I've been having a coughing fit for a while, so I haven't actually been able to talk that much. But I got through a little bit more of the build, and I just wanted to stop here really quick to show another way to create depth in the build is to use varying block types. Like, see here, I've got the birch as my sort of main wall color, which sort of pops out and makes this top section stand out more. Over here, it's a little bit flatter. But it's still got some visual interest in the fact that there's these changing colors here. But this big wall is very flat. This one over here is even worse. But that's because when I do the roof, it's going to cover up quite a lot of that. So I'm not really too worried about that right now. This is just more of the layering. And even with the oak block plus spruce right there, how that's not the same block. It just everything to create more depth in the image, right? Or depth in the build. And like, I started decorating right here a little bit, which I shouldn't be decorating at this point, but I just wanted to show you what this looks like as a sort of complete-ish portion of the wall. Actually, this is a good point to get to the roof, actually. So let us start on the roof. What I want to do is it's gonna be essentially the same roof as this, and as a matter of fact, I'm just gonna yoink, right? And for the roof like this, it's just, you just keep going up until you reach a peak, and because it's odd, you're not gonna reach a perfect peak, and that's one of the reasons why you use, or why I like to use an odd number of blocks. You don't have to use an odd number for your ratio at the beginning. You don't even have to use a ratio at the beginning. I used to know some people who would do it very, very organically. I am not one of those people. I do not like doing it like that, but this is sort of the roof style that I usually go for. Back here, I did this intentionally just so that you could see another sort of interesting way of doing a roof. So what we're essentially going to have here, and I need spruce stairs. I actually need oak stairs, but whatever. What we're gonna see right here is something a little bit different. Boom, boom, boom. Just so that you get to see like how these two are gonna end up connected to each other, because it's gonna be interesting. Ooh, you know what? I might actually, I am actually gonna do that. I'm gonna put another one here. I never do that, so we're gonna try to do that today. We'll see. This is experimentation time. I don't even know if this is gonna work or look good or what have you. It might look terrible even, which is totally okay if it does. You know what? I changed my mind. I'll show you how to do that. I'll show you how to do that a different time on a different build. But right now, it was just too annoying for me to figure out. So we're just not gonna figure that out. Already, you can kind of see how this is gonna connect to each other. And I added this pillar right here just to create a sense of cohesion between this, and then this is gonna just be another window. All right, so I've gotten a little bit further in the build. And now you can see, I decided to just continue with the big roof on top and then have those two sort of jettisoning out the sides. I also added a window here. I might actually make this window a 2 wide window. Let's see how that looks. Just while I'm thinking about it, because I flew over here and I was like, I don't know if I like that very much. Yeah, I don't mind the 2 wide window. We'll keep the 2 wide window. We'll put probably a 2 wide window somewhere else on here, just so that it like is more coherent. But you know, 2 wide windows okay. But this is sort of what I did and how I usually do the roofs when I have like 2 turning into each other, is I just like have the roof actually turn. I didn't really know what to do for this little pocket area here because I didn't think that it looked very nice. And I just came up with a better idea to fix it right here. Because I just put a bunch of fences. There we go. That fixes it. Yeah, I think it's coming along pretty good. We're going to start decorating the bottom here. Just continuing what we did here. So I like to go around and just, you know, randomly click place some of these. And I think that's actually good. I think that's good. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the same exact thing here, where we're going to take some of those guys. You know what? Actually, you know what? Let us... that's not bad. It's a little silly, but, you know, I don't hate it. So, or you know what we could actually do is... See, now I'm having fun. That's the important part about building, is that you got to make sure that you're having fun. You don't have to have fun the whole time, but it certainly makes things easier. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Now we have like a random 2 wide window right there. And then grab the glass. And again, I'm not going to do the inside. I don't really like doing insides. If you guys want me to do an episode on doing insides, like an episode of this on doing insides, I can and I will, because I know how to do it, but that doesn't mean I like to do it. So yeah, then we're just gonna go around placing stairs places like that. Yeah, there we go. That's fine. And then we're just going to grab some barrels and like plop them around, because this is a tavern. This is supposed to be like a busy like tavern, so they've got like keg or like barrels and like booze and stuff everywhere. So you know, I really like the Minecraft barrels. They're probably one of my favorite blocks, just for like scattering places. So I tend to scatter, but you can see me right now breaking and placing this one over and over. I can be a little bit finicky. Okay, so I like that. That's not a bad build, actually. And we're probably gonna fill this with glass, actually, and then we're gonna call that. We're gonna call the main structure of the build good, and then we're just gonna work on the roof a little bit here. And then I think I'm going to call that good. If you saw my survival series, you already know how I'm going to do this. It's going to basically be the same thing as that, where you just go around basically just in random locations, and then you swap out the stairs with a solid wood block. And then you get this sort of like tiered effect. Ta-da! And you know what? I think that I'm gonna call that a complete build. You know what? Let's get a tree up in here. Let's get you right there. Just because, you know, vegetation makes builds look more planned out. There we go. Ta-da! It's a build. And actually, while I'm here, I'm good. Okay, I think we're done. I just added some minor touches. Added a well, little custom tree here, and another tree back here, and you know, all that's just detailing. If you guys want me to go into detailing, I can. It's not the most complicated thing in the world. Just throw some scatter terrain around. But yeah, this is the final build. It's just basically repeating the same stuff that I was talking about over and over and over. So just the using the blocks from the palette, just adding and creating depth. That's how you make a build in Minecraft look interesting, especially like since it's so blocky and the plains are so flat. The more depth that you can add, like even sticking these little fences here, or like these blank signs on the roof just to make it stick out just a little bit more. Anything you can do to add depth is good. I might regret these words, but there's really not. You really can't go with too much depth, especially if you're doing like a medieval sort of fantasy style build like these two. In like sort of more modern builds, you don't really want or need that depth. Well, like you see, like with this build or with this build, you still have those layers of depth. They're just sort of larger layers, like the major forms. But over here, there's a lot more to explore, sort of close up. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video or like this style of video, oopsie daisies. Which is it? This one. If you enjoyed this video or like these sort of style or this sort of style of videos, let me know. I can make more. And if you do want me to make more, let me know in the comments what you would want me to build in the next time. Or if you have any like questions about like specific aspects about my build process or anything specific that you want to learn, leave a comment and I'll do that in the next video. Probably, unless I get like a ton of comments, then I may have to just pick the one that's got the most likes or something. But yeah, that's it. Let me do a flyby, just to sort of show off all this stuff. I might actually, just to add more depth, I may just do this, even though there's no windows right there. You know, anything you can do to add depth is good. Yeah, but that's it. Hope you enjoy the build. Hope you enjoyed this video. I was coughing a lot, so I'm gonna have to cut out so much of this. Yeah. But I hope this video was at least. I hope I at least saved the video somewhat. So, fingers crossed. All right, I'll see you in the next one, which is probably going to be a survival thing, survival video. Hopefully, I won't be sick by then. That would be bad. That would be very bad. Okay, have a good one. Bye bye.